What's going on, guys? Today we've got my 10-year-old Chicago Electric Harbor Freight 220 MIG welder, and I'm finally changing out the hose on it with the gun part of it. So this thing has done me very well. Like, I've used it so much, and it's got splices in it where it's been runned over. The hose has got it's all crazy, but we're going to see about changing this wire feed hose out and the gun and everything to this yeswelder. It's supposed to be a direct replacement for these Chicago Electric units. So we're going to find out how easy it is. Check that out. Now we're into the meat and potatoes of this thing. See if I get y'all set up good enough. So it looks like it's pretty simple. I mean, it's just plug in, plug out. Whatever's coming from here, you got a couple wires. Got the hose. Goes to the gas. So let's take a look at this. I know you got to cut that to fit. I'm sure the hose would be too. So that goes to the ground where the terminals are. So we got a couple zip ties to cut, and it should just go right in. I know I'm a little overkill on the wire cutters, but these are the sharpest ones I got. So I guess I have to splice those, because that doesn't come out as, that comes out as one plug right there. Which I can do that, ain't a big deal. Wasn't expecting to have to do it, but I guess I'm gonna be doing it. Got it. Alright, so these are those two wires that go down to this plug right there. I don't ever remember anybody else doing it, but I guess I'm going to do it. And I would assume, I'm really assuming, but I would assume it wouldn't matter about polarity or which side goes to which, considering I don't really know. I haven't watched any videos on this or anything. I just decided to try it. I probably should have watched a few videos on it, to be honest. Yeah, so it's just the switch. Yeah, so it shouldn't matter on polarity on those. So it should be good. Just take a little snipper and snip it, while being careful to cut every other wire you come into contact with. Alright, now we got this lug on this other side. I don't know if you guys realize this, but when you take these off, you take off the right one. I just took off the wrong one. So now we got the right one. Feed this thing through. Out. And that's that. So now, start the whole process and reverse it with the new one. We don't need that. Actually, we do need that. Keep that. How in me? I guess that's why they fucking, I don't know. That won't fit through that, so unless you do it beforehand, maybe. They won't even fit there beforehand. Yeah, it's too wide. So we're gonna have to snip it anyways. So joke's on, I guess it'd be me. Oh, you sorry sack of shit. Alright, there we go. Don't help when they're all twisted together like that. Oh, there we go. It's gonna. I know you guys can't see this, but I'm struggling pretty hard. There we go. Alright, now we're good. We'll feed that through just like that other one was. And now, perfect. Alright, it felt like in this, the end of this sleeving, it was like a round, I don't want to call it a coupler, but it was like something round that was at the end of it that went right inside this little, sheathing part of it, and then clamp down on it. And that's all nice and good now. So we got all this fed through. Move some stuff around. Leave that back there. And you guys see what I'm even doing. Kind of. Alright. So fed everything through that hole right there. You can see the daylight. Alright, so I'm gonna feed this back down. But then I gotta feed the other one that I took off. That was the wrong one that I took off. So these lugs coming from the gun are the positive lug. Note to self. Because feeding this back in sucks. Because you can't get your hand in it from either side. Oh, come on. There we go. Now, there's that one back. I'm going to go ahead and feed this one through before. I'll lock that one down. Ow! Right. We're good. I'll show you that on the other side when I get that. So now we got these. And I know some people are going to hate it. Some people are going to love it. But I'm not dragging out soldering gun and all that setup just to put two wires together. So you know what we're gonna do? I'll give you a little bit of time to guess what I'm gonna do. Now if you guessed butt splices, you win nothing. I'll tell you what, if you don't have you a set of these auto strippers, you're missing out. I don't care if it's Klein, I don't care if it's Craftsman, Harbor Freight, get you a set of these auto strippers because they are awesome. I'm not taping these, I'm not doing anything, so I'm just gonna route them back to this other side. Keep everything out of the way. I would assume it's a grounding contact since it's the trigger. Acts like a normally open, normally closed setup where you pull the trigger, contacts meet. But I don't really know for sure, and I don't really care. As long as it works. And if it works after I get done with it, I call that a win. Alright, that should be everything on this side, so let's move to the other side. So that hose goes in these little quick connect fittings. You know, push them down, hose comes out. That was not the case for me. I finally got it worked out though. So now, I'm going to grab some zip ties. And I'm going to zip tie all this stuff back exactly how it was from the manufacturer. No, I'm not. I didn't see that hole. So this zip tie wasn't really needed, but it's going on there. Don't really know how I want to do that. I ain't got a zip tie small enough for that, but I'll get one later, so we'll cut that about right there. Now this, I'm not exactly sure what they want you to cut it with. I would assume it's not wire cutters because it's gonna bend the little metal insert inside of this because it's all metal, so the wire will feed through. So I'm gonna use the next best thing. Hang on just a second. So it's gonna go right past that. It's gonna sit right in that little groove. So we're gonna cut it about right there, right past my thumb. Mint. I have a feeling I don't like how that's sitting. I don't like how any of this is sitting compared to that. But I don't think I've got enough room to free it up, even if I take this back off. I might. Oh boy. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, don't bend on me. There we go. Look at that. Like it's made for it. Put that back up in. Try not to cross thread plastic threads. We're gonna set that right there. I think that's where it goes. Oop. Don't worry about that. I still don't like how that's sitting, but it should straighten itself up once this cover goes back on. So we find that out here in just a second. Now this little thing goes back on it. We'll make sure all that's down in where it's supposed to go. Make sure that's where it's supposed to go. That's perfect. Money. Oh, where'd my drill go? Oh man. Alright. I'm gonna assume that there's no wires, hoses, or anything pinched underneath this, and just you know, that. ones. Oh, need a magnetic tip. There's that. I had that as a spacer because I may or may not have lost some of the pieces of this in the last 10 years. Yeah. Had it 10 years, moved 3 times. That's okay. So here's those lugs I was talking about. And I really hope you guys remember which one was which. Because if you don't, we're going to find out. No, I'm just kidding. So the thicker one was the stock one. The thin one, or the new one, is the thinner one. That's the positive side. The one I took off that was wrong was the ground, because I'm a dummy. And I knew that wasn't the right one, but I still took it off anyways. There's that one. Oh, don't do that. Put the little spring back on. Put that back on. Alright. I'm gonna crack the gas tank, see if there's any leaks. I don't hear nothing. See if it's coming out the end. Oh yeah, that sounds better than the last 5 years worth of gas flow. Now I'm not sure what size tip these come with. I guess I could go back on my order number and look. I got 030 wire on there. That should be 030 tip. We'll find out when it don't come through. Oh, you got to put the roller back down there or it won't feed. And she's good. That wasn't that bad for never doing it. And now she's ready to go. We're going to test it out on a homemade metal brake that I'm going to go ahead and video and build too. I've already got the first 36-inch piece cut on the table over there. So I'm going to put this back together and we'll see how good it does welding that metal brake together.